Hey guys, how's it going? This is HelpfulLockPicker here, and welcome to today's live stream. This is a cool little video I want to do today where I just want to share with you one of the cool things I bought for Black Friday. I bought a new little camera which I will be able to use for some of my videos in the future. So what I bought was this little wireless USB microscope. But in order to use it on the computer, I have it plugged in with a USB cord, but you can use it right on your phone very well. So this one's a Skybasic. It says it does about 50 to 1,000 times close up, and it's actually really cool. You can get some pretty cool images from it. I believe it's 1080p when you are doing it on your phone, and it downgrades to 720p for whatever reason if you do it on your computer. I have not used the app on the computer yet, but I do use it as like a webcam kind of setup, and I will set it up on my streaming software and I'll be able to get that going. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to load this camera up right here, and I'm going to try to get that pulled up right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart a Schleich Primus lock, and we can take a look at the pens hopefully. This is a manual focus camera, and just bear in mind with me, I'm still getting used to using it, and it's not something that I have mastered yet. But what I'm going to try to get right now is a little bit of a shot of the sidebar zoomed in so you can see that. I'm going to pull that for you up right now. So this is the blank that I'm going to use to open up this lock, and we have the sidebar here. I'm just still getting used to being able how to angle this properly so you can see the whole thing, and I can twist the focus a little bit here and see if I can get it into better focus. But it's a pretty cool little thing to use, and let's see if we can get this to show right there. So that's the sidebar cuts. This is the standard level 1 sidebar for the CP keyway. I think that's a pretty cool thing to share. And then we got the bow right here which says Primus. So this might be like a little bit more close up than we would want, and that might be why it's a little bit more difficult to do. But what I'm going to do is let's bring back the main screen right here, and let's take this lock apart and we can take a quick look at it and see. Let me see if I can get the chat brought up, if that's going to cooperate today, and then we can get this taken apart. So I've moved the microscope over just a little bit, and one thing that's always been challenging for people in lock sport is to get a pretty good close-up of the lock itself when you are taking it apart and you want to take a look at the pens. So what I have here is going to be just a regular Schleich Primus CP keyway, and in order to get this one open it's going to be 0-bitted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my tools and I'm going to take the back of it off, and I'm going to just unscrew right here. I'm going to dump out the pen and the spring, and then we can now open up the lock using our blank. So whenever you're taking a Primus apart, it's always important to try to use a key, because that's going to hold the sidebar together. If you don't use a key, it's going to easily make a big mess, and you really don't want to have to deal with that if you can avoid it. So I'm going to take my follower, I'm going to push through here, and then I'm going to hold the sidebar in, which you can see right here. So what I'd like to do is get maybe a shot of the sidebar, and then we can kind of go from there. So let me just figure out the best way we can do this. This is a learning process for me as well, getting this microscope figured out so I can show you some reasonable images, and it's been a fun thing to play with. So I'm going to bring the microscope more into the middle of my frame here, and I'm just getting it started. Let's see. So there's that. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can share this sidebar with you. Okay, I think I have it framed, and I can cut to this so you can see. And then you just got to realize that every small movement you make when it's this zoomed in makes it tremendously difficult to maneuver. But so this is the sidebar. It's incredibly zoomed in here, so it's a little bit difficult to show, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to maybe grab some non-pinning tweezers and see if that helps with grabbing it. Alright, so I'm going to just put it on its side, and then we're going to be able to see the cutouts of how the sidebar operates. I'm going to put this right back over here and see, and then there it is. So that is pretty cool. I'm going to try to maybe angle this microscope back a little bit maybe, and then we'll be able to see a little bit further out. So let's see if that helped. Alright, so here's our sidebar, and I'm going to get it right into focus here. And then you can see those really cool cutouts. Now, the next thing when you're taking this lock apart is you're going to have all of your little sidebar springs. You don't want to lose those. You're going to have 2 springs that hold your sidebar in, and then you're going to have some finger pin springs as well. So let me bring up the regular video here so you're not just staring at nothing. And I'm going to now start to take apart the finger pins. So let's see. Let's see, so this is going to be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 1 has eluded me. I don't know where it went. I had it fall out when I wasn't paying attention. But let me see. Oh, I see it. It's right over here. But like I can say, end of the world. But what I'm going to do now is let's take a look at the really tiny springs that you're able to lose very, very easily. So I'm going to bring up the microscope again. Let's take a quick look. So here's one of those pesky little sidebar springs that one can lose quite easily if they are not paying close attention. Now look at how small this is with just me holding it with my pinning tweezers. I think that's a really cool angle, and you can see how it's a little bit shaky because of how zoomed in it is. But so that's the sidebar spring. Now if I put that down and that was the finger pin spring. Now if I put that down and I grab right over here the sidebar spring, which you have 2 of, it's a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can find out right where I am. And here is right here is the sidebar spring. Now that's pretty cool. Now, taking another look at this lock, we have the finger pins. This is finger pin number 1. Let's see, lift it up a little bit maybe. Now, moving on to number 2, and I'm going to turn a little bit of the light on this thing, but I just don't want it to overheat the microscope. Here's finger pin number 2. finger pen number 3, finger pen number 4, which is right here, and finger pen number 5, which we can see right over here. Now, going back to finger pen number 1, I just want to show you a different angle. You can see the top where the key is going to interact right over here. It's very difficult for me to align in real time. It's very interesting to do, but this is certainly something I am not very practiced with. Here's the top of finger pen number 2. The top of finger pen number 3. The top of finger pen number 4. And number 5. Now, when you take a look, this is just something that is pretty cool, and it's very hard to get those really close-up macro shots of locks that are this small, and this was just one of those lightning deals I saw online, and I just couldn't resist myself to buy one because I thought this would be really cool. I think it is interesting that I was able to get it to work on my streaming software, so I'd be able to use it for videos, which I find to be pretty cool. And I just want to say that this is a really cool little tool to share with everyone. And I know that it's been a little bit of a learning curve for me to get used to it right now. But this is what you can expect to get if you get a tool like this. So I will have this linked in the video description if anyone's interested in checking it out. And I will be happy to answer anyone's questions on it. I think this is something that could make a really valuable tool for maybe challenge locks. I've also been using it a little bit for impressioning locks, so I can really see those fine cuts very easily. I mean the scratches, so I can make the impressions more accurately. And I just think that this is a really cool tool to share. And I just want to say that I'm really happy to see that everyone that was able to stop in today and being able to check this out. And this is where the sidebar sits, right on the Primus there. You can see the bottom, where the bottom of the finger pens are going to sit, right over here. We can see the front of the lock right here. Maybe I have to flip it the other way. But you know, that's all I really have for you today, guys. I just want to say that this is a pretty cool little tool. My Skybasic USB microscope. I am pretty happy to be able to share it with you guys, and this is all that I have for you today. I'm sorry if this was a little bit of a jumbled video. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I thought it would be just a cool video to share. I want to say thank you to everyone that was able to make it out into the live stream today. This is not my typical day for posting, and I was just very happy to be able to get something out today to be able to share this with everyone. But thank you to everyone that made it into the chat. And if you guys have any questions or suggestions, as always, feel free to drop those right in the comment section below, and I'd really love to try to help answer those. And if you guys have anything else you'd like to share, please leave those in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you all have a great day. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.